Spin your mind, feel the vibe. Arachnids Anonymous Radio. Come alive! Arachnids Anonymous Radio. Let's go! Creeping knowledge, steady flow. 8 legs, one love, one show.
Okay. Hello. Hi, everyone. All right. Welcome to the first episode of Arachnids Anonymous Radio. We have a banger guest tonight. We got Ryan from Marshall Arachnids. First, we want to go in real fast. We want to play a quick video from our sponsors and get that knocked out. So enjoy this video.
Hey you guys, it's Kyle from Markham Reptiles. Here at Markham Reptiles, we keep a variety of cool different species of snakes, and we also happen to be one of the only breeders in the US captive breeding northern white-lipped pythons. That is our specialty here at Markham Reptiles. We love northern white-lipped pythons. We also love educating you guys about different species of reptiles in our YouTube videos. Go check us out on YouTube, Markham Reptiles. We are also at Markham Reptiles on Instagram and Markham Reptiles on TikTok. Please go check us out. We hope that you guys are having a wonderful day, and please continue to spread the love of reptiles and arachnids.
Beasts, Brews, and Botany is the most unique reptile show in Northern Virginia and maybe in the country. It's at Eavesdrop Brewery that has delicious alcoholic beverages and a wonderful array of food in the area as well. Courtyards to chill in. It's dog friendly. It's kid friendly. You can bring the whole entire family out. You can get all your plants, arachnids, reptiles. You could get dart frogs, vampire crabs, and take photos with reptiles as well. The first Sunday of each month at Eavesdrop Brewery is Beasts and Brews, so the reptile show, and the second Sunday of every month is Brews and Botany at Eavesdrop Brewery. Now this event is held by my good friend Kiko, and he actually has a variety of carnivorous plants as well. He ships said carnivorous plants anywhere in the United States, including Alaska and Hawaii. So that's Venus flytraps, sundews, any carnivorous plant you could want. Go give him a follow at Flora Esoterica on Instagram and Facebook. And definitely, if you're in Northern Virginia, you need to check out Beasts, Brews, and Botany. You will not be disappointed.
All right. What is going on here?
We're good.
Yeah, but I can't see us on stage. I can't see. Give me a second. I'm going to have to restart it. No, I can't search. Okay. All right. Well, anyway.
We're going to roll with it.
We'll just roll with it. I can't really see, but it's all right. Anyway, guys. So, yep. Those are our two sponsors, Flora Esoterica, Brews and Botany, and Beasts and Brews, and then Kyle Markham from Markham Reptiles. Thank you guys for being sponsors of the show. News in the hobby. Only real news we have is the Therapocinae sp. yasunis being changed now to Hapalopus planet Earth. So that's kind of exciting.
Yeah.
And then that's really all we got. So with that, we're going to bring in our guest, Mr. Ryan Marshall.
Yay.
Hello, everybody.
There he is.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. And I'm going to pull you up in the solo layout.
Oh, boy. So we are code red right now. It's nighttime. It's animals time, so we are code red.
I love it.
All right. So we're how about you? We'll start real fast. Why don't you tell us a little bit, tell everybody about yourself, and so they can get to know you, who you guys are, and what you guys do.
Sure. So I'm Ryan. Me and my partner Jessica own and operate Marshall Arachnids. We are out of North Central Tennessee. We've been in business for 6 years now, officially on paper. We're primarily online. We used to do a lot of shows, but for the most part now we're on various different platforms online, and we work with tarantulas. We do have up until recently we've been working with several species of gecko, some amphibians, true spiders. So we're kind of all over the place, but for the most part we're focused on arachnids and vertebrates. Jess and I are former zookeepers. We both worked for zoos and aquariums. That's actually how we met. And then we left that career to pursue our own, whatever you want to call this little adventure with the spiders.
I know that about you guys.
So I started this to get over my fear of spiders. I was a lifelong arachnophobe. And this just kind of helped me get over it. And like all things, the more you learn, the more you understand. Things aren't so bad. So that's kind of been our philosophy moving forward, is just learning as we go, and that's kind of our background. Jessica is a zoologist, so she's got that book smart brain, and she's always applying her school and everything like that to our husbandry, and we're just constantly looking to evolve. So enter 2026, and things are the best they've ever been, and we're doing really well. So we're looking forward to the year.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Yeah, we've been following you guys for the last couple of years.
Yeah, I think we met you guys for the first time. Which
we got to
was
meet.
it?
Yeah, we met you at Baltimore Repticon.
Yeah, that's
Well,
right.
that's right, Baltimore. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think, but Jessica wasn't there, was she? Was it just
No,
me?
she wasn't. It was just you. But
Okay.
we were really excited to meet you. I remember that we picked up. We got like a Manatrix or something from him.
Okay. Yeah,
Oh,
sounds great.
yeah, of
Yeah.
course. It was in Avicularia. That's so fitting.
Cool. That's
It
perfect.
was fitting to the episode.
No, and we've always really respected what you guys do with husbandry in general and how you guys care for your spiders. And there's a lot of misconceptions and a lot of confusions, I think, about Avicularia husbandry and care in general.
Mm-hmm.
So when we decided to talk about Avicularia, the first person we thought of was, of course, you and Jess to come on and talk about them.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I will try my best.
Yeah,
Let's see what we got.
absolutely. So I think we wanted to first, of course, cover, Avicularia in their natural habitat and how that differs from
Just like the genus,
Yeah.
where are they found around the world?
Mhm.
Sure.
What's their natural habitat like? Just basic information on them.
Sure.
So kind of give everybody a base of the genus.
Yeah.
Sure. So Avicularia, or commonly referred to as the pink-toed tarantula, they're very common throughout the industry. I think they're a great, whether you're experienced or whether you're a beginner, I think they're something that we recommend to all experience levels. And we'll talk a little bit about the, what's the word I'm looking for? The misconceptions and things like that. But for the most part, primarily the reason why we like Avicularia so much, they are from South America. If you expand that out a little further to Avicularianae, some of the avics are native to the Caribbean as well. But for the most part, you can find them in dense rainforests. They can be above water. They can be up in trees. They can be as low as like shrubs, like knee level. They are inhabiting man-made structures. So they are pretty much like salt and peppered, garlicked all throughout South America, northern South America for the most part, north central South America. So they really like their hot, humid, breezy, if you will, climate. So I really like to look at avics as if they're tropical arboreal lizards almost. They kind of behave the same way. But yeah, for the most part, South American rainforest is how I would describe their habitat.
Yeah. So I know there's a lot of debate on humidity and airflow and all of that. How do you emulate that natural habitat in captivity, or do you emulate that natural habitat in captivity?
So it's like a yes and no kind of
Mhm.
thing. Like, yeah, that's the best way I can describe it. Can you emulate it? No, but can you do your best? Yes.
Yeah.
Can they thrive? The T word in captivity? I think the answer is yes. I think it's relatively simple and straightforward as long as you
Mhm.
understand where they come from. And then you have to pay attention because, again, if you think about it, the rainforest is huge.
Mhm.
It's vast. It's very breezy.
Mhm.
There's a lot of rainfall. I don't care if you are 2 inches above the ground or you're 30 feet in the air,
Mhm.
50, 80 feet. It's still the most humid place on Earth.
Mhm.
Lots of humidity, lots of air exchange, right? There's lots of things going on environmentally with that climate that you have to consider if you want to keep AVIX, right?
Yeah.
It's some people keep it very simple. Some people make it like us. It's very complex. But you can find success with AVIX as long as you're paying attention to those three things, which are humidity, airflow, and temperature, right?
Mhm.
So the way we do it, I mean, we like to post a lot of photos and kind of show everyone how we keep our AVIX. The way we keep our AVIX to us is very aesthetically pleasing, right? So we
Mhm.
like a lot of tall bioactive enclosures, lots of
Mhm.
green, lots of plants, lots of large round cork hollows, lots of bright light, a mist system, if you will, occasionally here and there. So really the balance, the success to keeping AVIX comes with that balance, right? So
Mhm.
lots of humidity, but still a good air exchange so that you're not creating stagnant, swampy environment. And then also to top it all off, and what I think is the most important is those temperatures, right? So giving
Mhm.
them that tropical feel, right? It's
Mhm.
not cold where they're from. It rarely gets below 75 Fahrenheit. So everything is warm, humid.
Mhm.
And that balance really makes for a happy AVIC, which I think is easy to do. Yeah, as long as
Yeah.
you're paying attention to evaporation and how, like when you miss the enclosure, how quickly are those droplets disappearing, right?
Mhm.
That's like the easiest way to tell.
True.
So yeah, I think, yeah, it's very simple to do. And yes, you can emulate it. And that's kind of how we go about doing it. We find best success with glass enclosures, like the Exoterra ones, the front opening ones. But you can keep them in plastic with ventilated holes. I mean, we have our own line of acrylic enclosures,
Yeah.
all the ventilation and things like that all the way around.
Yeah.
In the hobby, we talk a lot about cross ventilation. Cross ventilation
Mhm.
kind of is confusing to some folks, but
Yeah.
essentially it's cooler air coming in through the bottom, pushing the warmer air out the top. It's not
Yeah.
side to side,
Yep.
right? It's not this. It's
Yep.
this, right?
Yeah, it's an
So,
exchange of air.
yep,
Absolutely.
that air exchange seems to really help. And we can really dive into why that's important, but for the most part, that's how you're finding that happy
Yeah.
balance.
Yeah, we noticed
Yeah.
a big change once we installed the fans kind of in the area that were blowing that air
Yeah, I
on
see that
those
behind you
AVIX
guys there.
enclosures.
I
Yep,
think
Yeah.
that's
that was a
great.
big game changer for the AVIX we noticed.
Can you blow you
Um,
guys up real quick?
yeah,
I just want everyone to see behind you.
let me see.
Yeah, there we go.
So
See,
yep.
you guys have the humidifier. You have several
Mhm.
fans in different directions.
Yep. Yep. And that's, the top up there is where our Avix, Psalms, Tappies, all of those
All of our
arboreals live up
arboreals.
there. Yeah.
Yep, arboreals, and then I have dwarves and stuff underneath there because they actually like the airflow. I've noticed too.
Hmm.
But it definitely has been a big game changer for us
Yeah.
when we added those fans into the husbandry
Yeah.
and
That's beautiful.
keeping of them here. Yeah.
Who
Well,
makes those fans? Do you guys know?
It's Viva Sun.
yeah.
It's the same people that make the big grow tents and stuff.
Mhm.
Perfect.
And they're pretty easy. I mean, these just clip on.
Mhm.
I just clip them on and I put them on the lowest setting and I let them oscillate and
Mhm.
blow air. And I think it helps too because of the we have the heater in here as well, keeping the room
Yeah.
warm. So it helps it so that the air doesn't get super hot and dry and stagnant.
Yeah.
But I do agree. I think airflow is a big one.
Well, and I know when I got into the hobby personally, I got really into Avix and I kept hearing cross ventilation, and seeing enclosures where like you said, it's a line of holes at the top on each side.
Mhm.
And I'm like, why am I not having success with these AVIC slings? And then, you know, it took us a while to realize cross ventilation isn't just a lot of air holes at the top of the enclosure. It is that exchange of air, and you
Moving
need
around,
actual airflow to accomplish that.
Yeah.
But you hear about SADS a lot, sudden AVIC death syndrome. What is, I have my own opinions about that. What is your what is your opinion?
Yeah, so that, whatever that is, SADS, that is a hobby excuse for, a lack of better terms, poor husbandry.
Poor husbandry.
That's okay.
I agree.
Yeah.
That doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Biologically, evolutionarily, ecologically, whatever you want to call that, like that does not exist. Everyone thinks like, oh, they have large clutch sizes in the wild because not all of them are meant to make it, which is very true, but you're misconstruing that. That's not really actually the way that works.
Right.
Every single one of those animals, for the most part, there are exceptions, there are failure to thrives, but realistically, for the most part, 99% of those animals have all the tools they need to survive. They just need their basic resources. In captivity, that's the keeper's job to take accountability and provide that to them, for them. And I say this with full confidence, just based on, you know, our track record and how many AVICs we've produced and raised. They all thrive. If they have those three things that we were, I guess fourth, if you want to talk about nutrition, but you know, the moisture, the airflow, temperature, food, they all survive. All of them. So, so SADS is not a thing. That doesn't exist.
That always drives me crazy, hearing about SADS. And I know it is just, you know, a common, like you said, a common phrase that's thrown around in the hobby, but we've been saying it for a long time. It's just poor husbandry, which is fine. You know, we fell victim to it at first too. Once you do the research and learn, you know, you do better once you know better.
Thank you for saying that. And I want people to know, you know, I don't want anyone to get upset or anything, because if you don't know, you don't know, right?
Exactly.
You don't know, it's okay. It's a learning process. What we want to make sure we understand is that that is not something that just happens. That's something that we as keepers have to do better on, right? We have to improve on. And that's okay. That's what it's all about.
Absolutely.
We just can't, we have to
ever evolving.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when we have a death now, sometimes it is failure to thrive, but I know I'm always like, okay, what happened? What were the variables? What could we have done differently? Could we have caused this? And, you know, how can we prevent it in the future? Which is good. That's, I mean, we're keeping living animals at the end of the day. It's not just a hobby. It's our responsibility to learn.
Yeah, we still, I mean, we love them. They're our pets.
Absolutely.
You know? We build bonds with them.
Something we used to say in the zoo world is like, no one should be more critical of you than you. And that was, all of us went to work every day with that mindset of like, it's no one's fault but mine, right? Which may or may not be true, but it's like we have to look at what's in front of us and collect data and understand that what we're dealing with is more complex than what we understand. I don't think in general we don't give the animals enough credit, and the complexity of their relationship with the habitat that they live in the wild, and how that all works. So it's more like we need to be students always, constantly. And understand shit happens. Right. But we need to do better, right? We always can do better. So
absolutely.
I agree 100%. We're always trying to evolve and see how, you know, we can do things better always in the room, and just trying to always make it so that we can give, you know, the spiders best possible, you know, chances we can
100%.
For you know, for success, and then pass that along to, you know, our customers and friends and other breeders and stuff like that, because ultimately, I mean, that's what it's all about.
Absolutely.
So,
We had people in the chat tonight who I mean, Nick, look at him. He
Yep.
was terrified of spiders, and now he's
Got his first one this
his
past.
little Versi.
He got one this past year from us. He got a tiny little Versicolor.
Cool.
He held it on camera. He did
It
an
was
unboxing.
so funny. This thing was about,
An inch, maybe.
inch. It was funny to watch.
Big steps, man. Big steps. That's awesome.
Hey, it was great,
Seriously.
and he did it. He did it. He was a man of his word. We got
Yes.
him to 1,000 subscribers on Instagram, I think, and he said he would hold a spider and get it for his daughter, and he sure did. And I think
Yeah.
he secretly loves it.
He does.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know he secretly loves the Versi.
Well, and that's how it started for me. I know you said the same thing. Like, you were an arachnophobe for your whole life. So was I. My first time rehousing a tarantula was a nightmare because I was still scared of it.
Was
Oh,
it
yeah.
tappy?
Yeah, it was a tappy. I didn't know anything about them, and I didn't realize how
It was a
fast
tappy,
they
and it
were.
was very, very fast.
It was.
Yeah.
I freaked out a little bit. But
Hey, man, I still do. I'll be honest. I
Mhm.
still do.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have to just, hey, Jess, you know?
yeah.
Oh, I do it. I take a step
Okay.
back.
Yeah.
Especially trying to pack stuff to ship.
Oh my gosh.
Sometimes I'm just like, Jess, you need to take care of this.
Yeah, man. I do. Yes.
Can't do it.
I still do
Yeah.
it.
Like, I'm ready to just throw this thing across the room, bro. I can't do it. Especially the males. The males drive me
Oh, yeah.
insane trying to get
They
them into
never
a cup.
want to go in.
Oh, yeah. Especially AVIC males. My goodness.
Oh
Oh,
my
yeah.
god,
Like,
yeah.
This ain't happening.
Yeah,
No.
the old worlds tend to be the easiest ones to get
Yep.
inside the cup. They
Yeah.
just
So
want
glad
to go
you
right into the dark cup
Yep.
and chill, man.
Yep.
It's all the new worlds and
They
the big
are,
guys
yeah.
too, like the Pamphobetes and stuff like that. They'll go
Yeah.
in the cup and out, in the cup
Yep.
and out.
They
I'm like,
do.
and Dolichothele, they're the other ones.
Yeah.
I
Jessica's
love
got
them,
those
but they're-
figured out, but me, not so much.
Yeah.
The Miriams, they're spastic. But anyway, back on on topic. So let's see what else we got. So here's an interesting one. Does husbandry vary depending on the species of Avicularia?
Yeah, that's a yes and no kind of thing. The species, I've noticed that some definitely have thermal preferences. For example, Purpurea is one that they really like it warm, especially brooding females. They seem to like it real warm. But as far as like the standard hobbyist, like who wants to keep AVIX is concerned, it's pretty much, as far as I'm concerned, the same across the board. Now you're going to have behavioral differences between the species, but as far as like your general approach, I mean, all the boxes are to be checked, and they all like the same range of humidity and temperature and things like that. So no, but then when you really get into the nitty gritty, yeah, there are some differences, but I don't, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like yes and no, you know?
Yeah.
Other than that, yeah, I think they're pretty much straightforward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I know you mentioned their heat preferences. So I know some people will keep a heater on in the room, but I know you guys do things a little bit differently.
Yeah.
How do you provide a thermal gradient, and what does that look like for you guys?
Sure. Yeah, there's lots of different ways to go about doing that. We do heat the room. So there's a baseline ambient temperature that we set for the room, right? And then anywhere from your knee high to like forehead high, there's like a 8 to 10 degree gradient naturally in the room, right? So we play on that because we are larger scale breeders. I mean, we're still small, but we do breed a lot of things, and we do rely, that gradient is kind of how we go about things. But
yeah,
so we set a baseline temperature, and then for the most part, we're using LED grow lights. And again, we're using, 8 to 12 inch to maybe even 18-inch tall enclosures. So those LEDs are heating the top of those enclosures anywhere from 6 to 8 degrees above ambient. So there's a gradient there. And then breeding females, if they really like that heat, we have lots and lots of footage of them like offering their little egg sacs to the sun god. We like to pretend they like to hold their eggs, and they do that at a very specific stage in development. And for that, we will use halogens. So really tight beam, 25 watt halogen bulbs. we'll give them that. But for the most part, it's just heating the room, and then we're using LED grow lights, and it's pretty safe and passive. It's pretty straightforward. Yeah,
that's easy enough.
Yeah.
And it also gives them a day-night cycle, which
yes, very important.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yep.
Because I think there is a misconception that, tarantulas want to be in the dark all the time. So just keep it dark.
Yeah, please don't do that. Yeah. No, they definitely rely. They are very in tune to their environment. Tarantulas, while we might consider them nocturnal, they are crepuscular. So what that means is, like, as the sun starts to set, there's that dusk period, and that is when they're most active, and they rely on that change in the day-night cycle. They rely on all of the things that happen at that specific time to, like, come out and be a spider, right?
Yeah.
So while they might retreat most times when the bright light is on, they still need that cue, that trigger, because there's a lot of things that happen when the sun starts to set. And you can go outside and experience this yourself, right? Like the humidity spikes, the temperature drops, the annoying ass bugs start to come out and start biting you. All of those things happen around the world, especially where these animals live. So very important to put your lights on a timer. Yeah, they need that for sure. Yeah.
We have lights that go off in here.
And,
in the room for them.
I mean, we notice even when we, had a handful of spiders and we kept them in our room, we would see them almost basking or, coming out to sit in the sunlight sometimes, which is interesting.
Yeah, they definitely bask 100%. Yeah, and that's kind of how I mentioned how we kind of view them as arboreal lizards. Like, their behavior is very similar. They like to come out and they like to sun their abdomens, not far from their retreat, right? There's a balance there. We have to make sure the retreat comes up. But they will, a lot of times, Avix in particular will go out of their way, and they will choose. This is not them cooking themselves. That doesn't happen. But they will choose to thermoregulate over the safety of a burrow, which is how important it is, at least specifically for Avix, that you provide them with, like, the choice, right?
Absolutely.
They will tell you behaviorally what they want to do. So, yeah,
that's interesting. I think I forget where I was going with that.
Someone asked if I had a favorite Avix.
Favorite Avix? That's who's that? Mombies.
Yeah, I'll answer that real quick. I gotta say, I mean, even though they're not Avicularia, I do obviously love the versicolor. But we recently acquired Avicularia rufa. And I am just enthralled. They are gorgeous.
They are pretty stunning.
Yeah,
I
really
think,
good. Like, pictures don't do it.
No, not at all.
I agree.
Spider. So
I think another one that's really beautiful. What is it? The Pucallpa.
Pucallpas.
Yeah, they are so beautiful in person.
That purple, man. Yeah, pictures just don't work. They just don't do it. Yeah, I agree.
Every Avicularia I take out, I'm like, I think this is my favorite.
Yeah,
I think this is my favorite.
Whichever one's in my hand, or whichever one.
You've been into the iridipelmas. That's been her thing recently.
Yep.
She's got female Zerodes that she's like, that's her, like, prized possession right now.
She's pretty sick.
They're just
cool, man.
They are super cool. I hate feeding them though, man. I'm always like, Jesse, you feed them, because every time you try and pop the enclosure open to feed, the hirsutums or whatever they are, they go running around. They do crazy,
every time.
I'm like, bro, just stay in the cup.
Well, versicolor slings, I think, are a little erratic as well. They can be a little hectic to feed.
Yep. Yeah, they definitely don't respond, like, especially if they're in top opening, they don't like that. So we've gotten to the point where, like, we're very slick with how we feed them. And when they're small, definitely when they're bigger, it's easier to just, like, from the front. But there's tricks of the trade, I guess, when you're popping open a vial or something to feed them. You gotta, magic fingers.
So they don't all come running out.
Oh my God, yes. They all come running out. As soon as you pop the lid, they're like, oh, what are you doing?
Yep.
Bro.
See ya.
And someone mentioned bioactive setups. Do you guys do bioactive?
Yeah, but they're pretty much all, I guess, what you would classify as bioactive, meaning there are live plants and then there are microfauna living in the soil. So Yeah. And that's just, it's easy. It's easy
Mhm.
for us. The whole point of bioactive is to make things easier. And then the environment changes with the spider, as the plants
Yeah.
grow and things. So it's no thought for us to just set it and forget it. Right.
Yeah.
And then we revisit when we have to trim plants. Not all the plants make it every time. I'm not saying everything's
No.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Garden of Eden or anything, because sometimes, at the change
Oh
of the
yeah, we know.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So, but yeah, it's easy for us to do.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, I like the bioactive
Mhm.
setups. I definitely do think though that the bioactive setups do better, like in like the exoterras and stuff like
They
that with the
do.
glass.
Yeah.
I think you get a better use out of them
Mhm.
that way.
And they are
We
aesthetically
have
pleasing,
tried it
too.
with the acrylic and stuff, and we've had some mixed success
Yeah.
with the acrylic.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I definitely think like the glass enclosures are great
Yeah.
for
Yeah, a lot
that.
of that comes
Mhm.
down to that balance of ventilation and airflow and
Mhm.
how attentive you are to like getting everything set and things like that. I would agree with you that like the way these glass enclosures are built, it's more forgiving for
Mhm.
bioactive for sure. But
Now, do you
It's a
put
good.
isopods in your bioactive enclosures?
good question. So we will do the dwarf whites.
Mhm.
Now this is going to be just for the record, this is going to be do as I say, not as I do.
Yep.
But we do recycle soil here.
Mhm.
It's just cheaper for us, and there's
Yeah.
really, I mean,
Mhm.
as long
Yeah.
as there's no urticating hairs,
Exactly.
Mhm.
So one time we were raising by rupees, Cymaroxygorum, terrestrial species from Borneo,
Mhm.
and she had babies. And then we really started paying attention to
Oh,
where these babies
no.
were. And then we looked in the soil, and there was a exploding colony of rubber ducky isopods.
Oh, no.
Living with the babies, and to our surprise, like because mom had put a barrier of silk between the soil and the babies, like no baby, there was
Oh,
lots of
that's
babies. Yeah,
awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
but I don't recommend that because isopods,
Yeah.
they do have a protein requirement in their diet.
Mhm.
Yep.
They will
Yep.
get that protein one way or another, and that
Yeah.
could be a baby spider, that could be a molting spider. So I don't
Yep.
recommend isopods. And
Yeah.
springtails really just do the same thing. So just do springtails.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, when you guys are breeding your Avicularia, I noticed you mentioned that you do the heating and the thermal grading a little bit different when you're breeding Avicularia.
And
How do you go about that?
conditioning, like,
Conditioning.
yeah, do you guys go about conditioning them? Do you guys cohab your avics to
Yeah.
breed them? Because I know there's a lot of different ways
Mm-hmm.
people swear by with the avics.
Mhm.
And we've had luck with cohabbing. We've had luck with just pairing straight up. So I
Mhm.
mean, we've only produced Carabina, Versicolor, and then this Avic sac that we're waiting
Mhm.
on now.
Mhm.
Nice.
So we're still relatively new as far as producing Avics. So
Mhm.
Sure.
I'm kind of interested in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think this is one of those you could talk to a dozen different keepers and hear a dozen different things.
Mhm.
As far as pairing goes, I think what we've found to be most successful for us is we wait till the springtime. We wait until there's lots of storms. The animals really, which makes sense, right? They do this in the wild. They're going to do it in
Mhm.
captivity just because they're in a box doesn't change anything, right?
Mhm.
They're going to pick up on those storms. The females will be more receptive. Temperatures start to increase, which never hurts. So we wait till then, and then usually we'll just introduce males into females enclosure. Sometimes we'll hover, sometimes we won't. It really just depends on that initial interaction between the two
Mhm.
animals. We're going to see who's doing what.
Mhm.
We'll watch. I'm a fan of just set it and forget it. Jessica is not.
That's kind of us. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I like to say I'll see you in the morning, but she doesn't do that. So,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
yeah, for the most part, I mean, and we've noticed too, again, when it comes time to like pairing and male survival rate, the springtime
Mhm.
is most successful, and that's because of those storms. All the females are wild. Everyone's wild. Everyone wants to
Yeah.
get it on. So
Makes sense.
we wait till then, and then once females start showing brooding behavior, that's when
Yeah.
we'll pick up those temperatures, right? That's when we
Okay.
start offering them all those different heating elements.
Yeah.
It's most critical we've found. So we don't pull egg sacs. Now, it's really interesting to me that a lot of breeders will pull egg sacs and then artificially incubate them.
Mm-hmm.
And if you notice, they always turn the temperature up on the eggs, right? But mom, they don't do that with mom. So we're like, let's make this one cohesive thing. Let's do it all together now, right? And we found that babies come out much larger. They're much more robust when mom hatches them. And we wait until they disperse before we pull them. Now, we don't do that all the time, but 99% of the time. And then, like I said, once the babies start to, we know they're about to hatch or they're starting to molt from first to second when they start doing the offering, like with the egg sac, right? So they know something's happening in the egg sac. They want their babies to have that energy, right? Because they have it from even in the egg till the time they die of old age. Heat is energy. So they start offering the egg sac and then getting those babies that warmth so that they all can molt successfully, right? So we just make sure that they have that option at that age, whether they use it or not, which they almost always do. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, absolutely. No, because you see a lot of keepers and breeders pulling the egg sac, like you said, to incubate it. Why not just mimic those conditions for mom and the egg sac and just let it hatch naturally? We've tried letting it hatch,
we do
with mom
almost
recently.
Everything now we try and let hatch with mom.
Yeah, we've had a lot more success doing it that way.
Good.
Our best sac was, two of our best sacs were
they hatched with
Mira,
mom.
which hatched with mom.
Nice.
And Kaigoma, which hatched with mom. Both those sacs were really, really good sacs.
Nice.
They're also, the baboon species are
a little
surprisingly good mothers too.
They are. Yeah.
Well, and hammock sacs are 1,000 times easier than round sacs.
Agreed. Yes. Yeah. Baboon babies are fantastic.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. That's good to hear, though. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Moms know best. It's a thing that they just say, and it just happens to work throughout the animal kingdom. Mothers usually know best, and I don't know. They just come out bigger. I don't know what it is.
What are some misconceptions, you would say, common misconceptions or common mistakes that newer keepers or even experienced keepers make with the Avic genus that people can maybe start learning and gravitating away from so that they can start, better husbandry for these, for Avics and stuff?
Yeah. So we talked about the SADS thing. All right. So we kind of ruled that out. Here's what I recommend. If you're thinking about getting an Avic or if you're thinking about getting a tarantula, go to an iNaturalist first. The very first thing I think everyone should do is not Google how to care Avicularia care guide or pink toe care guide. Don't do that. I think the best thing you should do is go to iNaturalist and type in the Latin name and just start looking at what the environment looks like. Now, I know that's kind of superficial, right? Because you're just looking at pictures of these animals on trees and bushes and shrubs and things like that, right? But what you're doing is you're getting a pinpoint location of where this animal is found, right? And the surface and what the textures look like and what things look like. And then from there, if you want to be a nerd and you want to do it correctly, which is this is what we do in the zoo world all the time, now you start looking at weather and start looking at, you can go to travel websites. Notice how I didn't say go to MarshallArachnids.com and look at care guide. Don't do that. Do that, but not first, right? And then start looking at weather and temperatures, and then ask yourself, can I do this? Can I recreate this? How would I recreate this in my home? And I'm not saying this just for Avics, but do this for everything, right? And then start looking at your care guides, right? And then honestly, I think everyone should get like a little thermal hygrometer and just put it, if I'm going to get a spider, or any animal, I'm going to put this thing there. And what happens in this spot on my desk? What happens in this spot on my dresser, right? Now, how does that compare to what you saw when you first started your research, right? And just start answering these questions for yourself.
Yeah.
Because guess what? If you jump into this and you like, I went on so-and-so's website and I read the care guide, I know everything, I get the spider and it dies, you're going to be like, you're going to blame the breeder. You're going to, and things happen, but you're just going to be like, you're going to be frustrated.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I think like so many guys, we get so many questions. I'm sure you guys do all the time. It's like, you can answer your own questions if you just slow down.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Just slow down and think, right?
Mhm.
And you just be a lot happier that way.
Yeah.
And I think that's so. We mentioned backstage earlier, like I think the roadmap for tarantula care is broken. I think it's a good way to go about it the right way and like answer your own questions.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
And then when it comes down to like, if they're fast and how do you feed them, and then go to YouTube, then go to the care guides, like
more specific.
Watch these things and how people interact with them.
Yeah.
But you got to nail the husbandry first. Like,
absolutely.
Like you need those. They're wild animals. So
absolutely.
That's how I would go about it.
I think there's a big misconception that husbandry, they don't need a whole lot. I hear if you're comfortable, they're comfortable so often, and that's not necessarily true. Because you're not from the same climate they're from. You know what I mean? Like your cozy environment inside in, a 70-degree house is nothing like their natural environment. So you do have to mimic that to a certain degree for them to actually.
It's tolerable to an extent.
Right.
But it's not, once you're getting into, I think, like the Avicularia species and stuff like that, they're a little bit more fragile with environmental conditions.
I would say they're a little more specific. They're a little more picky. I hate to use the word fragile because I don't think they are, but I do think that they're specific, and you have to pay attention to those small things. Like there's a lot of other species, tarantula species, that are definitely more resilient, a little more hardy, a little more forgiving, that aren't so specific. So it's, and this brings up a case in point, like they're not all the same. A tarantula is not a tarantula is not a tarantula. They're very different animals, despite being spiders, tarantulas, right? So acknowledging that I think is key one, because it's very easy, and we see this all the time, to get a pink toe, and then you're like, oh, I want a Postletharia, and oh, I want a bird eater. I want it's like, I'll just put them all on my shelf and it'll be great.
Exactly.
Now you're getting a little crazy, right? It's like it might work, and for some it does, but they're very different animals. Like I would not approach even my Avix and Pokies, I don't approach them the same way.
Exactly.
So, no.
And there is a difference between existing and surviving and thriving. I do find it interesting, snake keepers, reptile breeders, they seem very aware, people who keep snakes are very aware of the different care requirements for each snake that they're purchasing. People know that a ball python is going to be cared for differently than a king snake or a hognose, or, whatever the case may be, where there's this conception that tarantulas are all the same. You can just keep them all on one shelf and give them the same care and they'll just be fine.
Sure.
Yeah,
which, and sometimes they are, but I think what we're forgetting too is like these animals, they're very resilient. They're good at surviving, right?
Yeah.
Across the board, they're very hardy. They're very primitive. They're made to survive. But you can also look at that and then spin it and be like, well, this is why they're unique and they're specific to their region that they're from, is because they are good at surviving, and this is how they survive, right? So I think in the hobby, I think we look at surviving as like, I'm doing the right thing,
right?
So just those are things to consider, right? Look, I think just going back to natural history is always number one.
Absolutely.
And if you're asking yourself, how can I do better, and things like that, it's like, just also watch behavior. Behavior is how animals talk, and these animals are very good at showing behavior. And I see it all the time. I see it in the communities all the time, the Facebook communities and things like that. Like, people aren't understanding the behaviors that they're seeing and why their animals are behaving the way they are. They just think it's cute and funny and they're being silly. And most of the time it's thermoregulatory behavior. Like, the animal's like, I'm trying to warm up. Like, I'm trying to get the things that I need, or I'm
Mhm.
dehydrated, I'm thirsty. Like, we really need to start paying attention to what the animals are doing, and being more critical of how we're approaching their care.
Yeah.
I see that every day. I hear it about it every day.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
absolutely.
mean, they're not as dumb as everybody thinks they are.
Mhm.
You know, and we tell people that all the time. You know, they're a lot smarter.
They're
Than
just very in
people
tune. They're
think.
very in tune with their
Yeah.
environments. Yeah.
Yeah. And you can gain a lot from watching their behavior.
Oh yeah,
like
their
you were
body
saying.
language. That you can literally, for the most part, tell exactly what they're about to do by their body
Oh,
language.
Yeah.
They're easy. Mhm.
Yeah, they give off
Aw.
certain you know, keys, you know,
Yeah.
with the way they move and stuff. Like I know, like with old worlds, especially baboons, they do this weird thing where they kind of start to move slow to turn around, and
Mhm.
then they'll whip around real fast and throw their legs up and threat pose you. So I
Yeah.
can almost every single time one of them's about to turn around and threat pose me, I can tell usually
Yeah.
that it's about to happen.
Mhm.
But
Thankfully, right? Like, thankfully, they kind of give you a
Yeah.
notice that they're
Mhm.
yeah. Thankfully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're you know, the AVIX usually will just bolt and jump somewhere.
Yeah. They're kind of preloaded.
Oh yeah. Bolt, jump somewhere, or fling poo at you. You know,
Yeah, I love that.
one of
defense.
those
Me
fun
too.
things that they
Yeah.
do. If you could give a tip to a new keeper coming in, or an experienced keeper, if you can give them any tip on keeping the species, you know, the genus, what would be the biggest tip that you could basically you know, give everybody?
The biggest tip. Don't try to handle them is number one. But what I want people to understand is, like, I find a lot of joy. I come from the reptile and amphibian world, right?
Mhm.
And that's what I did professionally. And I've been fortunate enough to see some really cool environments, working in that capacity and things like that. And AVIX for me just really do it because of the way they interact with their environment. Don't get one. Don't do yourself this disservice and just get one and put it in like, if you're just going to be a keeper that just wants a pet, really cool pet, right? And you're not trying to breed, you're not trying to go crazy, you're trying to have a million animals. Like, don't just put it in the box, right? An opaque box because you saw it on a YouTube channel or something like that. Like, if you really want a cool pet that they live a while, right? They're not short-lived animals. If you're doing this right, you can have a pet for many years, right? Like, join Facebook groups, not the tarantula ones. In fact,
Yeah.
leave those if you join. I'm telling you, just don't.
They're toxic.
They're not good.
No.
No offense. I know a lot of those. I know a lot of folks who run those things. They're wonderful, and I love you. But for a keeper, just don't. Join groups like, the ecosystem groups and vivarium groups, like people who show you how, like, bioactive works, right? Like how to get the most out of your plants and the lighting. Because again, we use full spectrum lighting, and that's what I recommend. Everything short of the UVB, which we've even done UVB, and we can talk about that if you want to. But full bright light, right? Join those groups and just see how that works, right? And then again, go on iNaturalist and look at trees and the textures and things like that, and just make it more of a rewarding thing for you and the animal, right? Because they're awesome. They're really cool, especially when you start playing with the heat and the basking and things like that. You'll see them all the time.
Yeah.
They're a lot of fun. I love them. Yeah. And they can be very fun. So that's what I recommend.
I give Jesse a hard time about her AVIX, but they're cool.
They are cool.
I really like them.
They're cool.
They're pretty. They're very pretty and
They're
fuzzy.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
They're cool because they come in all sorts of different colors, and like you said, the care is somewhat similar on them, but also a little bit different depending on the species, which is, we've noticed too, in the way that we keep some of them. I will say World Spider Catalog has been a huge
Yes, I'm glad you said
That's a big one,
Yeah.
and I highly recommend that to anybody. It's free to sign up, and I believe it connects you with all the iNaturalist like reports and all that
Oh, does
stuff.
it?
Yeah, because so in order to read the stuff, actually the PDFs, you have to be a member of the World Spider Catalog. So you have to sign up and become a member, which I highly recommend.
Yeah, just do it.
Tarantula Mark's favorite catalog.
It is Tarantula Mark's favorite catalog.
God.
So speaking of Tarantula Mark,
Oh,
then we'll get into our little Tarantula Mark bit. So this is a video a friend of ours made. He is spotlighting as Tarantula Mark. So Tarantula Mark will have a segment every single episode.
he's very educated on tarantulas.
He is he's just a tarantula guy with tarantula facts. All right.
Yep.
So without further ado, here is Tarantula Mark.
Tarantula facts with the tarantula guy. And now it's time for Tarantula Mark.
My precious. Oh, hey you guys, it's Tarantula Mark here. I'm a tarantula guy with tarantula facts, okay? So, first of all, I just want to say the only thing I like more than Big League Chew is tarantulas. Today's tarantula fact from Tarantula Mark is that Avicularia shoot their poop out like a cannon, just pow, 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 because their urticating hairs are on their belly. So they can't actually flick hairs at you, so they use that poop like a cannon, pow, 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 instead. Alright, you guys, it's been real. And remember, it's winter. Don't forget to winterize your tarantulas.
Dude, that is awesome. I don't know who that is, but that was awesome.
That's
Tarantula Mark.
Tarantula Mark. So that's Markham Reptiles, one of our sponsors.
Oh,
Do they
cool.
know each other?
No, I don't think so. He's a reptile guy as well. He's
No, I meant Mark.
Oh yeah, Mark
Kyle
and Tarantula Mark. Of course they know each other. Yeah, Kyle's an interesting guy. He's the only person that we know in the U.S. that's captive breeding white-lip pythons.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So he's very specific, focused on working with white-lip pythons, and he's been breeding them. And he came up with that on like a group podcast. We were just all hanging out, feeding and stuff, and he did that. And I was like, bro, it would be awesome if you came on the show and just get a monthly thing. And
somebody said he needs to be put away, and I agree. The dude is definitely.
That's probably his wife, Courtney.
yeah.
All right, yeah.
My favorite is the Big League Chew, man. He has the Big League Chew in every episode, which is
Okay, good. Yeah, he's got to have a thing. So,
Yeah, exactly.
so. All right, well we're wrapping up. I think the episode for the night. So if any of the followers or people watching want to find you guys, where can they find you in the next coming weeks, or they need to get in contact you or what?
Sure, yeah. MarshallArachnids.com. My partner Jessica is amazing. She's pretty much responsible for everything that you see that is online. She does everything. She's if you guys, like I said, if you want to look at her care guide, she did a phenomenal job, and I highly recommend you check that out. We are on Facebook, Instagram. I can't manage all the social media. I don't have time for it, so forgive me. But we are here. And then we're on Palm Street and Morph Market, things like that. But send us a message. If you do, you're probably going to be talking to Jessica, which is for your benefit. So she's amazing. So yeah, I think that's it from us, man. Is it
easier to get a hold of you guys on Facebook versus Instagram?
Honestly, the best way is email. If you marshallarachnids@gmail.com, and then if you want to send us a message on Facebook, Instagram, go for it. Just know that there's a high volume, and I'm really bad at it because I got a lot of stuff to do. So just email us. We see that first. But then if you want to send pictures and things like that, you can.
Yeah, her care guides are amazing. I reference them if I'm unsure about care.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I do.
We have to.
I'll tell you said that. That'll be great.
I still need to put together. We wanted to put together a care guide reference. on our website. And I think what we may end up doing is I may end up reaching out to breeders and stuff and just
Okay.
linking those care guides right there, so
Yeah.
people can just click on them and go right to the site and see those care guides, so that
That's
they're kind of
great.
like an approved care guide, you know, that we
Mhm.
think is correct. Because it's so hard to find that stuff
It is, it
online,
is.
especially now with Google AI and all that.
Oh
You
yeah.
just get a million
Conflicting
terrible
thoughts.
answers.
Yeah, please don't rely on AI, guys. I mean, I know it's fun. To look at it as fun.
Yeah.
Fun. Don't rely on it for your info, please. Please
Do you guys have any special projects that you're doing or anything really cool that you're working on right now?
Good question. So, you know, this was our last year was our first year on paper that we were profitable as a business, and
Awesome.
I think we figured that out late in the year, that by just doing what we're good at and doing what we like and love, and not trying to split ourselves into a million different pieces for like business sense, that's the best way to go about things. So, despite our success, we are actually going to shrink. We are going to focus on what we're good at, which are Avix and Poecilotheria and a few odds and ends. I don't really want to expand beyond what we've already done. I am pursuing a couple other projects outside of the industry that I'm kind of excited about. My goal, my dream here is to just hand everything off to Jessica and just make Marshall Arachnids like her. That she is Marshall Arachnids. So we're going to start working on that. She can do it. She can. She's got it. I don't need to be here, you know, kind of thing. So, yeah, we're just going to focus on what we're good at, and we're going to stay small. We want our from A to B, all the way to Z. We want our hands on everything. We don't want to get too big to where we don't have control over every single thing. We don't want employees, even though that would be amazing. We don't. We want to be in control. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to focus on what we're good at and keep doing our thing. So I would love to. I wish you guys the best. This is really cool. I'm really excited for you guys. You did a great job, and I'd love to come on again if you have me.
We definitely would love to have you back on again.
Awesome.
You know, and we're hoping this becomes something that we can continue doing and really just you know.
I hope you stick
thank
with
you
it.
so much. We were very, very happy to get you on as our first guest. We couldn't have thought of anybody better.
Yeah, absolutely. We respect you guys so much.
Oh yeah, you and Jessica are awesome.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, you know what? You know what we should do is you guys should say, I want Jessica on for the next one. So if you guys could just spam us and just say we want Jessica, that would be great.
Well, we'll everybody put it in the comments so she can see, you know, that they want Jessica on. I think the only time I've seen her on was when you guys used to do the stuff on Discord.
Jessica. Discord stuff. Yeah. Yeah, she's shy, guys. I swear, trust me. I said a million times before I got on the camera, I was like, are you sure? She's like, stop asking me. So, but if you guys pressure her, she will fold. So
you hear it, guys.
Everybody pressure Jessica.
You hear it.
Thank you. Cool.
Well, yeah, thank you so much for coming on. As far as us, I think we got a show. The next show is going to be January 31st, Berryville, Virginia. And then we have a show the next day, which is going to be the Beast and Brews, which is run by our friend Kiko, which is at the brewery, which is such a cool show.
That you guys got to see at the beginning of the video.
It's just a really fun show. We just, I mean, really, honestly, we go there to hang out with Kiko and eat food and drink beer.
Oh yeah.
Every now and then we get, you know, a cool little sale. I think we sold a 3-year-old. Remember his first
tarantula.
His parents got him one, and it was really cute. So
that's awesome.
But,
it's always good to get people into
that's where you can find us. We just turned shipping back on, so I'm sure you guys probably did the same thing.
It's go time, baby.
Yeah, temps are starting to warm up.
January 5th.
So we're pumped. We're really pumped for this year. And I know I spoke to Jesse. I want to try and get out to Tinley at some point so I can come out and record and meet everybody and stuff like that. So we'll have to see if we can plan that out.
Yeah, do it if you can, man. That'd be great.
That'd be awesome. But thank you so much for coming on. We really, really appreciate it.
Yes, and thank you everybody in the comments. Everybody
thank you.
Who came.
It was really, really humbling to see everybody in the comments.
Heck yeah.
So thanks for our first episode, and I hope everybody has a good night and a good weekend, and happy spider keeping to everybody. All right.
Stay safe, guys. Love you guys. Take
Later,
care.
guys.